In this video, I'm going to go over my picks for my top 10 catches in baseball history for outfielders. Stick with me and let's check out these amazing plays. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me back on my channel, Brutus on Baseball. The drive for making this video was Dalton Varsho's amazing catch on April 29th earlier this year. I shared that clip with my kids, just how amazing that catch really was, and that prompted me to go diving a little bit deeper into YouTube to show them some amazing catches in history. And I was able to find a couple videos that showed really great catches, but they were all mixed up with infielders, catchers, outfielders, and some of the easiest ones to find had a lot of catches by fans and other things as well. So I figured, why not make a list of my top 10 so that I could share with the kids, but also share with everybody out there as well. Incredible catches are hard to come by because so many things have to line up. The height, angle, trajectory of the ball, the timing of the outfielder just in the nick of time. If you're there too soon, it's not an incredible catch. If you're there too late, it was never a catch at all. So really, it's all about lining every single one of those components up to make an incredible play. I've picked about 15 catches, and I'm going to go through them in chronological order. And then at the end, once we've had the chance to look through all of them together, I'm going to take my time to rank them. And I want you guys to rank yours down in the comments below as well, or at least pick your favorite one and let me know what that is. One thing that I've noticed is most of these catches are not coming in catches, they're going back catches. And maybe that's my own bias, that going back to make a play is way harder than coming in to make a play 9 times out of 10. So you're going to see my top 15 is really heavy on those going back on the ball plays. Now, to start off, I wanted to share a couple of honorable mentions because these are great catches, but for one reason or another didn't quite fit. The first one that I wanted to share is Kevin Pillar. He has so many amazing catches, but just none of them quite cracked my top 15. So I at least wanted to share a handful of the really great ones with you. There's this one of him, could have been robbing a home run. Who knows if it actually would have gone out against the Rays. And then this amazing catch going back into the left center gap and making a play at the very last minute. What's really amazing about this one to me is how he leapt out into the air and crashed into the wall head first, but still managed to hang on to the ball. What an incredible play. Another one that I wanted to show is this one from Juan Lagares in 2017. A spectacular catch because he basically caught it off the grass, flipped it up to himself, and caught it again a second time. Not one that I put in my top 15 because the catch itself isn't that fantastic, but the play is. So it didn't quite make my cutoff for the best catches of all time. And then my other honorable mentions, they're fantastic catches, but they're not in Major League Baseball. So I didn't want to include those, but I still wanted to show them. One is the 1991 catch from Rodney McRae. Anybody familiar with minor league baseball around this time period has likely seen this catch. And if you haven't, check it out. He managed to hang on to the ball while running through the outfield fence.
Here's the pitch. It's a shot to deep right center. It's going. Oh my God! That's unbelievable.
And then the last honorable mentions are from Japanese baseball. First of all, in 1981, Masafumi Yamamori climbing the wall in left field. Check this one out. So he was pretty stable when he was perched up there at the top, but he still managed to reach way beyond the fence and pull the ball back. And that wasn't to be outdone by Masato Akamatsu in 2010. Check out this catch, which is often termed the Spider-Man catch. So there's my honorable mentions, ones that I won't be including in my top 15. But now let's dive into the ones I've got. And like I said, I'm putting these in chronological order. And one of the things you'll realize is there's not a whole lot of catches from back in time. I imagine there are extraordinary catches that aren't captured on this because there's just not film of them. From the 1800s all the way up through about the 1960s, we don't have a lot of film of everyday baseball games that survived. The only reason that the first one that I'm presenting did is because it happened in the World Series. Willie Mays making the catch off Vic Wertz's bat against the Cleveland Indians in 1954. That was game one of the World Series and saved several runs that could have been scored by the Indians. And it could have set the tone completely differently for the 1954 series. What's most amazing about this catch that you can't see just by looking at it is because they were playing in the Polo Grounds in New York. The Polo Grounds was a really odd-shaped stadium with an extremely long center field, up to 450 feet from home plate. So this ball that was hit would have been a home run in any other ballpark at the time, except the Polo Grounds. And Willie Mays was able to track that ball down with his back turned to the infield and make the catch and throw in to keep the runners from advancing as well. All right, next one, we're fast forwarding all the way to 1989. Obviously, there had to have been some great catches in the 60s and 70s, and there are a couple that are on videotape, but just not quite good enough to make my top 15. So we'll go ahead to Kevin Mitchell in April 26, 1989, where he makes an interesting catch in foul territory in the outfield.
And that's sliced to left field, and it's another chance for Mitchell, and he makes a barehanded catch! You heard the pregame interview in which he said Willie Mays has been helping him with his outfielding. Willie Mays, the only other guy I know that's ever done that. Got to be the play of the year.
All right, and the next one on the list is exactly 1 year later, April 26, 1990. This is Ken Griffey Jr. robbing Jesse Barfield of a home run.
They're mighty proud.
High ball into deep left center field. Griffey going back to the 1-8 track. Leaps high in the air, and he's got it! An incredible catch by the kid! He takes away a home run from Jesse Barfield, climbing the wall in left center field in Death Valley here at Yankee Stadium. Look at Barfield.
A chip off the old block.
I don't believe it!
What is amazing about this video is the pure joy on Griffey's face. A young kid in 1990, still loving the game. And I've got to show you a clip too, not far off from his father, Ken Griffey Sr., making a catch for the Yankees during his heyday. I thought about including the senior's home run as well on this list, but I figured I'd just mash the two together as one entry. Next on my list, we're going to go to another early April game, April 15th, 1993. This was Brian McRae's moment to shine for the Royals in center field up against the Yankees again.
Pitch again. Liner deep to center field. Back goes McRae. Wow! McRae, being the contortionist, makes a tremendous grab in center field.
What an amazing acrobatic play by McRae in this one. There's some of these where the outfielder probably had an easier play, but because of making a mistake in the route to the ball, it actually makes the play harder than it should have been. Is that really a top 10 catch of all time? Or should that be docked a little bit because it wasn't as good of a route or something like that as it could have been? And that is the case with this McRae catch as well. He is making that acrobatic catch, having to turn his body way toward his backside because he didn't take a great route on the ball and he realized at the last minute that he had to compensate for it. It's a beautiful catch, but is it really top 10 all time? I have to take that into account to make that decision. Now for the next catch, I'm going to Devon White, an incredible center fielder in the 1990s, primarily for the Blue Jays. Most people, when they think about Devon White, they think about his World Series catch against David Justice in the Atlanta Braves. A really phenomenal catch, as you can see, and it really put a cap on any rally that the Braves had in the World Series in this game. But to me, this just isn't Devon White's greatest catch. For that, I go to July 31st, 1994, in a game against the Orioles.
High fly ball, deep left center field. Devon White is back to the warning track. He leaps. He's got it. An amazing catch. Can you believe that catch?
That one is incredible to me because of how far he reaches and has to change his arm angle as well to make sure he holds onto the ball. A pretty amazing catch. For the next one, I'm going to take you to August 4th, 1996. Kenny Lofton against the Orioles once again, with this time B.J. Surhoff up to the plate.
See if they give Surhoff the green light. They do, and he hits it in the air to center field. Kenny Lofton trying to time the jump, and he made the catch.
Jack, this was a much tougher play, and this ball was a good 3 feet out of the ballpark. Wow.
And this capacity crowd is going crazy. Great camera work there, guys.
Next up for me is a couple that I remember most vividly from growing up as a teenager, and that is Jim Edmonds. I'll show you first this catch that he made robbing a home run against the Cincinnati Reds when he was playing with the St. Louis Cardinals.
This year, but he's nailed down 21.
LaRue to center. Did he get all of it? Going back. It is. Did he catch it? He did it again. Edmonds, a miraculous catch.
Fantastic catch. But for me, the one that I love even more was when he was with the Angels still playing against the Kansas City Royals. He dropped back, had to run with his back against the infield, much like Willie Mays did. But Edmonds still had a few feet that he was short and had to make a diving catch for that one.
There's a fly ball center field, long run for Jim Edmonds. Oh, he made a catch! Unbelievable! Jerry, that may be the best catch I have ever seen.
For those that don't remember Edmonds, he was a highlight reel every night on the field. Next one up is a phenomenal catch by Gary Matthews Jr. against the Houston Astros, again reaching over the wall and bringing back a home run. The fascinating thing about this one is his angle wasn't quite right, and so he actually had to leap and make that running catch, jumping into the wall and flipping his glove backward facing toward the infield to make the catch. Not a perfect catch, but an incredible one at the same time. Next one, we're going to take you to October 19th, 2006, the National League Championship Series, Mets versus Cardinals. In this one, Indy Chavez makes an incredible catch, reaching over the wall and robbing Scott Rowland of a home run.
And Perez deals. Fastball hit in the air to left field. That's deep. Back goes Chavez back near the wall, leaping, and he made the catch! He took a home run away from Rowland. Trying to get back to first, Edmonds. He's doubled off, and the inning is over. Went to the apex of his leap and caught it in the webbing of his glove with his elbow up above the fence. A miraculous play. The play maybe of the franchise history for Indy Chavez. The inning is over.
I love this catch because it was literally non-stop to the wall for Chavez. He reached over and barely snow coned that ball to bring it back. Next one up, we're going to July 23rd, 2009. In this one, we are in the top of the ninth, no outs. Mark Buehrle is throwing a no-hitter for the Chicago White Sox. And someone hits a long fly ball to deep left center field, but Dwayne Wise is there to track the ball down.
That ball hit deep in left center field. Wise back. Makes the catch! What a play! Wise makes the catch! What a play by Wise! Mercy!
Wise reached over the fence to bring that ball back during a no-hitter. An incredible catch to save the game for Buehrle. Next up is June 17th, 2014. The Red Sox are playing home at this one at Fenway Park, and a ball is hit high in left field. It should have been an easy catch, but Johnny Gomes in left field couldn't see the ball, and so Brock Holt had to come over from center field and track this ball down.
To Brian Dozier. It's a fly ball to left field, playable for Johnny Gomes out there. It's twilight, he doesn't see it, but it'll be caught by Holt in center. Wow, my goodness, that ended up nowhere near the left fielder Johnny Gomes. He looked up, couldn't find it, and it's Holt, the legend of Brock Holt, who makes that catch.
In the same vein as Mark Buehrle's no-hitter in 2009, 5 years later on September 28th, 2014, Jordan Zimmerman of the Washington Nationals is looking at bringing home that no-hitter as well, but this time with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. And Steven Souza Jr. is there to track this one down as well.
And a ball driven to left center. Souza. He's got it! He's got it! It's a no-hitter for Jordan Zimmerman!
It's the last out of the game to preserve the no-hitter, and Souza makes a flat-out leap to haul that one in. All right, next one, we're gonna go almost a year later to September 27th, 2015. Mike Trout bringing back a home run from Jesus Montero.
This one's out towards center field. Towering shot, chasing Trout back. That ball's hit pretty good. And at the wall, Trout leaps up, and he got it! Oh, my! Are you serious? One down!
That might be one of the most amazing plays.
The amazing thing here is that Trout scaled that wall. The timing was perfect, and he essentially just held himself in midair. There's also this other one against the Orioles that was fantastic as well.
Lines this one out towards straightaway center field, drifting out toward right center. Trout at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch! Mike Trout with another spectacular grab. There is out number 2. Now that is Torrey Hunter, circa 2002 against Barry Bonds in the All-Star game.
It's hard choosing between those two, so let's just put them together. Next one, we're going to August 1st, 2017, and we've got the Cleveland Indians playing at Fenway Park with Austin Jackson in center field.
Great hitter, too, Andre. Switch hitter at that.
There's a long fly ball, deep center field. Jackson's back. He leaps. He made an unbelievable catch. He flipped into the bullpen. Did he hang on? That's the only question at this point.
He sure did.
What a play by Austin Jackson. That just might be the play of the year.
The incredible thing about this one is he tracks the ball down. He knows that he's getting close to the outfield fence. He jumps up, not knowing exactly how far away he is from it, and he grabs the ball as he heads over the top of the fence. The most incredible thing, though, is that he hangs on through all of that. He barely makes the catch, flips over in the outfield bullpen, keeps himself upright with one hand, and manages to hang on to the ball the entire time. This is not the only time we've seen somebody flip over the right field fence in Fenway Park, but to me, this was the best example of maintaining a catch while doing it. And then, of course, for my last one on the list, we're taking it just back a few weeks ago to April 29th, 2025. Dalton Varsho in center field with Jarren Duran at the plate.
That backspin that he seems to normally have. Here's a drive to deep center. Varsho back. And did he catch that ball? He caught that ball. I mean, Dalton, we know you want a gold glove, and we know you're good, but quit showing off, would you? He fell and he caught that ball.
So yeah, he made a bit of a mistake here in tracking that ball that caused him to have to turn and stumble over his own feet. But despite that, he rolled over, managed to keep in mind that that ball is going to be landing right on top of him, and then look up and track it at the last moment to still make the backhanded catch. An incredible feat, even if he tumbled over his own legs. So there are my 15 top catches for outfielders. And now I've got to try to narrow that down. I figured it'd be kind of fun this time to do that process on the video where everybody can see my thinking. So who am I going to eliminate first? Let's go through that. I've decided that I'm going to eliminate Kevin Mitchell. Barehanded grab in foul territory. An amazing catch, but really, did he have to make it barehanded? He probably could have caught the ball anyway with the glove. The only thing that made it that exceptional was the fact that he used his bare hand instead. A great memory and a great catch, but not a top 10 of all time. Let's eliminate another one. I'm going to cross out Brock Holt's catch, saving Johnny Gomes in left field for the Red Sox. Another fantastic catch, but not one that should have been top 10 of all time. Covered a lot of territory to get there, made a last-minute dive, but still all those things together didn't seem to be top 10 to me. So let's cross that one off the list. Another one that I'm crossing off, Kenny Lofton. I alluded to this earlier. He was already at the fence pretty early on. He managed to pause, set himself up. It didn't quite have that same bang-bang feeling that other outfield home run robbery catches have made. So Kenny Lofton off the list this time. Next up, I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one, but I'm crossing out Brian McRae's catch in center field. Like I said earlier, it was his below average route to the ball that caused him to have to bend over backwards to make that catch to begin with. I'm not taking anything away from his athleticism or his ability to make that fantastic catch, but top 10 all time, It just doesn't cut it for me if he shouldn't have had to make that catch so difficult to begin with. And the last one that I'm going to cut from the list is Mike Trout. For those who have been watching baseball recently and missed Mike Trout's 2010 decade, you missed out on a phenomenal baseball player, good at offense and defense, who made a lot of game-saving, home run robbing catches in the outfield. I showed you 2 of them today. Both of them just aren't quite at the same level of robbery as the others on this list. Now, to rank my decisions, I really do have to think about several things. How great was the play in its entirety versus just the catch itself? And does meaning have something to do with it as well? If there's just a home run that turns into an out, that's great, but what if you've got a perfect game, a no-hitter, or a playoff game on the line? Do those count for a little bit more? In my book, they do. So number 10, I'm putting Devon White's home run robbery in left center field. Phenomenal catch, great timing, but I'm docking it just a little bit because he was able to slow down at the wall and really prepare himself for the jump. Not quite as much as Kenny Lofton's pause, but he was still able to do that. Number 9 on my list, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this one, I'm going with Willie Mays' 1954 catch. It was known as the catch, and it was phenomenal for him to be able to track that ball down. But let's be honest, he didn't have to dive or jump for that ball. He was able to slow down and catch it in a basket catch. And the thing about the Willie Mays catch, he even said himself that that was not one of the best catches of his career, meaning that we probably lost a lot of those wonderful catches without having video of them to show it. I would love to be able to see a lot more from that time period, but we just don't have that capability now. Number 8 on my list, and again, a lot of people are going to hate me for this one too, but it's my opinions. I'm going to put Dalton Varsho in April 2025 on this list. To me, this is a lot like the Brian McRae one. He could have been able to catch that fly ball, but it was actually making the mistake on tracking and having to turn around and stumble over himself that caused it to need to be a great catch. He made up for it a ton by making the catch, but he didn't need to be in that position to begin with, so not quite as good as other ones on this list, at least to me. The 7th on my list is Austin Jackson's catch in Fenway Park for the Cleveland Indians. This one was incredible, his timing for making the leap, barely snow coning the catch, and then tumbling over the outfield fence. Based on the play alone, it probably would have ranked higher, but because the out and the game itself didn't have as much meaning as some of the other ones, I ranked it just a bit lower on my list here. Number 6 on my list is Steven Souza Jr.'s saving of Jordan Zimmerman's no-hitter with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. He gets a lot of extra credit for this one because it is the last out, but he gets docked a little bit because it wasn't as glamorous of a catch as some of the other ones. If he had let that one go, it would have been a base hit. The game would have continued. And the next in line, number 5 on the list, is Dwayne Wise saving another no-hitter, this time Mark Burley of the White Sox. Just like Souza, this was a humongous catch to ultimately give the no-hitter to the pitcher. And on this one, Wise robbed a home run. The timing on this was impeccable. He had no time to spare, going back to the wall, making the leap, and bringing it back onto the field of play. Now we're getting to it. Number 4 on the list, I'm putting Ken Griffey Jr. with his dad, Ken Griffey Sr., making 2 incredible home run robbing catches. Jr.'s catch against the Yankees and Sr.'s catch for the Yankees. Both of these catches were absolutely incredible. Griffey making it on the fly, running full speed up against the wall, putting his foot into the wall and reaching over to bring back the ball. In terms of timing and athleticism, there may not be any better catch than this one that we see from Griffey. Now, the final 3. Number 3, I'm putting Gary Matthews Jr. in his incredible catch in the outfield, turning around and reaching backward with that glove to be able to rob the home run. If you ask me again in a couple days, I might bump this one down because that home run didn't have as much meaning as some of the other ones, but it was just a phenomenal catch. You don't see catches like that very often. Number 2, and I'll admit I could be biased here, is Jim Edmonds. I compare his catch to Willie Mays, and I don't see how anybody could say that Edmonds' catch wasn't the better of the 2. Edmonds maybe didn't have as far to run in that big outfield, but he tracked the ball in the exact same way, had to turn his back to the infield, and he had to reach out and dive for it, making an incredible leaping catch. And this wasn't the only one that he had. This was one of 4 or 5 very similar results. And so putting all that together, how many defensive highlights Jim Edmonds had, I just felt like I couldn't put him any lower on the list. And for those of you keeping score, you will know that this puts Indy Chavez and his 2006 NLCS home run robbery of Scott Rowland at number 1 on the list. This one was not even on my radar to be the top 1 or top 3 or top 5 even when I set out to make this video. I remembered how great the catch was, but I didn't think it was that great until I started watching it over and over again. The timing of his route, the leap at the end, how much air he got, reaching over the fence by at least 2-3 feet, and bringing that ball back in with a snow cone catch. All of it happening in the league championship series and doubling the guy off at first base as well. He put it all together, and I couldn't think of any other catch that could be said to be the best of all time than this one. So let me know in the comments down below how much you disagree or agree with me. Or let me know if you support me, if you think Chavez should be number 1 or Edmonds number 2. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, keep talking baseball, enjoy the season, and we'll see you around.